Folks, welcome back to Olde Carr Guy. Today, we're talking about installing a Tesla-style radio in your 09 to 14 Ford F-150. If you've been a part of the channel for very long at all, you'll know that I've already done a video similar to this when I installed a Seicane Tesla-style radio in my 2011 Ford F-150. But there was a lot of questions. Today, we're going to answer some of those questions. Now, the initial video that I did was not necessarily an install video. It was a how to remove your dash to basically get to that point. And in that video, a lot of the comments were asking, well, what about the plugins? What about you skipped over the biggest part? Well, that wasn't the point of that video. So I figured with this one, we're going to answer that biggest question. And that was, can you show the wiring and how everything plugs in? We're going to do that once we get the dash disassembled, and I'm going to show you how to do that once again. So what you're going to do with your pry tool or whatever you're using is to get down here on this edge right here, get your pry tool in there and give it a little bit of a twist, and this whole thing, this whole gray plastic thing will pop out of place. Then you're just going to flop it over to the right because there is a piece that's tucked in behind this airbag panel. And then you're going to unplug your 12-volt plug-in. You're going to do the same thing with over here on this side, which I've already got it loosened, and you unplug your four-wheel drive shifter. Now, if you have still the original radio in your vehicle, you're going to have several 7mm bolts holding this radio in place. You're going to want to take all of those out, and then the whole thing is just pressure fit into place. So now what you can do is you can kind of reach right here underneath this panel and just give it a little bit of a tug, and it should pop right out, and then you've got basically the whole radio in your hand. So if you upgrade your radio to the same one that I have here, I will leave that link in the description box below that you can head on over there and get one of these at a discount. And it's going to require you to take some of the factory items that were still on the factory radio and move those around with a couple of Torx bits, and that just relocates some of this stuff, because your traction control and your hazard light switch used to be up top here. Guys, if you're finding this video helpful at all, please hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to Olde Carr Guy for more great videos. Now, another question that I get asked a lot in the comments of that video is the display for your factory radio, which is right here. It's still there, and you're going to leave it there because it's hidden by the new radio. One thing that you do lose is you do lose your outside temperature. Everything else is available on the new radio. Another question that I get asked is about the factory options that run through the radio, like the backup camera. So if you had a bigger screen before, or maybe it was coming on your rear view mirror, I believe that if it's on the rear view mirror, it will stay on the rear view mirror, but there is an option to run an auxiliary backup camera, bypassing the factory one, so that you can have the larger display on this radio here, the new one. I upgraded to the backup camera that was in the tailgate handle. Haven't installed it yet, but I will do a separate video on that. But let's take a look at the wiring, because again, this is where most of the questions come from. You didn't show the wiring. So it's pretty simple. So as far as your factory plugins, on your heater controls, on your hazard lights, traction control, and the 12-volt plugins down here, they all stay the same. There's no difference. Just plug those back in. Up here on the radio itself, you do have GPS. So that does answer the question, does this thing have GPS? Yes, it does. If you go to the link down in the description box below, it'll give you all the options that this has, including Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You got your radio antenna, and you've got your power supply that will feed everything to your speakers of the existing wiring harness. That's this plug-in right here. And as far as wiring, people get intimidated by this. Unlike aftermarket radios, you don't have to do this because you're buying it specifically for this Ford truck. These wires are already wired and have termination plugs to fit your factory harness. So this harness here and this harness here, as long as you plug them in, everything is going to work. There are a few that you're not going to use, like this little square one, and I believe that one quite possibly is your factory backup camera. There is this plug-in here, or this little box, and I believe this is your integration into your CAN bus. so that anything factory related that was running through your original system will still work. For instance, when you put the vehicle in reverse, it'll automatically mute the music and bring up the display for the backup camera. Again, I don't have mine plugged in yet, so I don't have any display when I put it in reverse, but it does mute the music. The other question is can you run an aftermarket subwoofer and amplifier? Yes, you can. You do have a couple of outputs. You also have a couple of inputs here as well. And the only other plugins that you've got to worry about that may or may not be part of the factory harness is this one here, which is what would plug in for your backup camera should you be using it, and it's actually labeled camera in. You've also got your FM antenna, which has the adapter that plugs right into that yellow plug, and you have your GPS that screws in to the back. Now your GPS antenna, I've got mine run in behind the vent here, and you can get that stuck into place if you're inclined to use that. But if you're using the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, the Google Maps or whatever version of maps that you're using on your phone will automatically connect to the vehicle, and you'll be able to use your maps that way. Now, depending on the model of radio that you got or the model of truck that you have, there may be a few extra plugins in here. And as I mentioned before, they are all unique plugs. You've got a 10-pin, a 6-pin, a 4-pin, an 8-pin. I think this one's a 12 and this one's like a 16. So all those are unique for the feature that you're using it for. So you can't plug it in wrong. So let's get this thing plugged back in, reinstall it back into the dash, and we'll go through a couple of the questions that we had in the settings as well. So a few other questions that we had was that my phone is not connecting to it. Well, there's two things that you've got to check. One, make sure that the unit is updated. Go into the menu and do an update on the system because it will connect to Wi-Fi and you can update the unit itself. Second thing is if you're using an older phone, it may not connect to an older phone. How old? I don't know, but we have had one instance before where I had an older iPhone and it wouldn't connect to a Bluetooth unit. But this one seems to work okay, and as you saw, it is connecting to my CarPlay. The other thing that you want to do too is, now I don't know about Android because I don't use an Android phone, but I do know that when you're using an Apple phone, you do have to turn CarPlay on. I believe mine, I did. It came up and it asked me, do I want to turn CarPlay on? And I did. And that leaves me with probably the biggest complaint that I have about this radio is that by times, it is very, very slow to connect to the CarPlay. Somebody in the comments had reached out and said it won't connect. And my response was give it time because sometimes it does take a little bit of time for it to sync to your phone. Other times it connects just like it did just now, lickety split with no issues at all. Another question is I'm not getting any sound, even though my phone is showing that it's connected. They were getting no volume out of the GPS part of it. So let me show you how to check on those settings as well. So if you hit the home button over here on the left, you'll see a settings button down here. So you hit settings, and then you're going to go to car settings, and then you're going to go to sound. Once you're in here, this is all of your default volumes. So when I first got mine, I had no Bluetooth volume. Well, that was because my Bluetooth volume was set way back here. And anytime I was trying to connect, I had nothing. So what you got to do is you got to come up here and set your Bluetooth volume to where you want it. 10, 12 is probably norm. Same thing with the navigation. I've got mine cranked so that when Siri is trying to give me directions or Google Maps is trying to give me directions, it's loud and clear and it's not so faint that I can't hear the directions. So in amongst all the plugins, remember I told you there was unique ones. One of those is being able to plug in across the back in one of those white plugins is USB plugs, so that as soon as you plug in your USB or your phone, then you can automatically connect wired to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. I chose not to use those because I want to go wireless. So another thing that wasn't necessarily asked as a question, but I felt that you guys might need to know, is your DSP. So you can get in here and you can adjust the volume controls. Like that's like how many channels is that? 16 channel equalizer that you can play around with to get the sound where you want it. If you go into output, you've got center, front, rear, and subwoofer. So if you do have your subwoofer connected, you can control that here or you can actually go in and do frequencies with all your filters and kind of narrow that down as best you want, whether it's front, rear, subs, whatever you want to do. There is a ton of adjustability on these for an aftermarket system. So another annoying little thing that we have found, I shouldn't say we, is my dad. My dad and I share this work truck, and he's a radio listener. This is way too much tech for him. So if you're looking for tech, this is a great little unit. If you want basic, keep your factory radio. His biggest complaint was that the radio was a little bit too much to use. He doesn't even have a smartphone. He still has a flip phone. But the radio is pretty basic. It is there. You just got to know how to use it. When you're driving, yeah, there's a little bit to it, because this slider here to tune in your frequency is, I mean, it touches, the adaptive is pretty cool on that. But you've also got programming buttons here that if you're looking for your favorite station, you can plug those in and just press the button. So a few other questions that I get are technical questions. And guys, if you have technical questions, reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram, same handle, Olde Carr Guy, because I don't always see all the questions in the comments of the videos or can reply to them. Sometimes having a little chat is the easiest way to do that. If I know it, I'll help you. If I don't, I'm going to direct you to the manufacturer if it's something that I can't find out or if I don't know off the top of my head. But nevertheless, there is a link down in the description box below. If you guys want to pick yourself up one of these radios or an equivalent, there are a few options. Mine, I went with the basic one, but they do also have ones with higher storage capacity. So if you want to store some of your own music right on the head unit itself without plugging in your phone, well, you can do that too. So I hope I've answered some of those questions that you guys had in that last video. I encourage you to go watch that video again because it may be a little more in depth as far as getting this radio apart. But again, there were some questions that were left unanswered. I apologize for that. That's why I'm making this video now. Once again, guys, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to Olde Carr Guy. We got lots of different projects going on, as well as some how-to videos on things like this, installing a radio into your vehicle. If you want to pick up one of these Seicane Tesla-style radios, that link, again, is in the description box below. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay focused on the windshield, not the rearview mirror. I love you. God bless. Let's do it again in the next video.